The following morning, Minsu woke up a bit late. She got ready and decided to go to the restaurant to help out and spend time with her parents. As she made her way out of the yard, Sunjin, who had been waiting for her, approached and stood in front of her, requesting a moment to talk. Minsu simply looked at him without saying anything. Sunjin, hoping for at least a response, waited. But when Minsu tried to walk away, he grabbed her hand and told her that he knew she hated him, and that he deserved it. He admitted that he had been stupid and a coward for abandoning her when she needed him the most. Minsu remained silent, standing there without looking at him. Sunjin told her that he was willing to wait, even for months, and that he would continue showing up at her door, pleading to talk to her because he knew he had messed up. He was willing to endure whatever it took to make things right. As he was about to continue, Minsu finally looked at him and told him that since he had stopped her, he might as well say whatever he wanted right there, as she was running out of time and needed to go. Sunjin moved closer, still holding her hand, and expressed his deep regret for not protecting her. He admitted that he had been going crazy, thinking about how much of a failure he was for not choosing her when she needed him the most. With tears threatening to fall, he told her that he needed another chance, to prove that he was capable of offering her security and protection. He confessed that not being with her would destroy him, especially knowing that everything was his fault. Moving even closer, he looked into her eyes and told her that he loved her more than life itself and couldn't imagine living without her. Minsu, listening to his words, waited for him to address the most important issue, how he planned to be with her when he was already married. Before she could ask, Sunjin revealed that he had not gone through with marrying Kim. Even if he had, he claimed that he would have never looked at her, touched her, or shared a home with her, as their marriage would have been only on paper. Feeling a sense of relief, Minsu couldn't believe what she had just heard. She wanted to throw herself into his arms, but her pride held her back. She was still upset that he had let her walk away so easily. Pretending to remain indifferent, she asked if he was done speaking. Sunjin reassured her that he truly loved her and was determined to right all the wrongs he had done. He was willing to do anything for her forgiveness. Minsu simply looked at him, then glanced at her phone before telling him she had to go. As she turned to leave, Sunjin dropped to his knees, tears in his eyes, begging for her forgiveness. He told her he was sorry and that he couldn't bear to lose her. Losing her, he said, would mean losing himself, and he couldn't imagine a life without her. Minsu hesitated, feeling guilty for seeing him like that. But she couldn't just run back to him so easily, despite how much she had missed him and longed to be in his arms. Coldly, she told him she would think about it and walked away, leaving Sunjin kneeling there with pain in his eyes. He, however, was not willing to give up on her, and vowed to do everything in his power to win her back. Later that day, during her break, Minsu sat alone at a table, smiling to herself. The fact that Sunjin had not married Kim and had chosen her instead reassured her of his feelings. Curious, she checked her phone for news about what had happened and was surprised to see that Kim had been left at the altar. Sunjin had never shown up for the wedding. She smiled, remembering how she had almost felt like dying at the thought of the man she loved committing to another woman. Standing up, she considered going to find Sunjin, but forced herself to stay strong. She wasn't going to give in so easily. Instead, she returned to work. That night, as Minsu made her way home with her father, she glanced out the window, hoping to see Sunjin still waiting outside. Disappointed to find that he wasn't there, she wondered if he had given up and left. The thought made her mood sink. She didn't want him to go. She still needed to see him, to be in his arms, to tell him everything. Her father, noticing her sudden change in mood, asked if she was okay. She forced a smile and assured him she was fine. Meanwhile, in his hotel room, Sunjin sat alone, staring at the bracelet Minsu had bought for him. He sipped whiskey, tormented by the pain he had caused the woman he loved. He was certain Minsu hated him, and he couldn't blame her. He had made her cry, made her suffer, and the coldness in her eyes that day had confirmed everything. Deep in thought, his phone rang. It was Kim. Enraged, he threw the phone to the floor, smashing it. Right now, the only thing that mattered to him was finding a way to win Minsu back.